Her name was Amara, and the city knew her laughter before it knew her worries. She lived for weekends, neon lights, loud music, and the thrill of being noticed. Parties were her calendar, and luxury was her language. She moved from one celebration to another, dressed in confidence, surrounded by tall admirers who competed with smiles, gifts, and promises. Money flowed easily then, and Amara spent it faster, believing enjoyment was proof of success. Restaurants became her second home. She ordered without checking prices, laughed without restraint, and toasted to nights that blurred into mornings. Each outing felt like a victory over boredom. Friends admired her freedom, strangers envied her ease, and Amara believed the good times were permanent. She never imagined a day without invitations. Yet beneath the excitement, something restless stirred. When the music faded, silence unsettled her. She chased noise to avoid reflection, pleasure to avoid questions. Still, she smiled brightly and stepped back into the crowd, convinced abundance would never abandon her. One evening, after another extravagant party, Amara walked alone through a quiet street. The city felt different without music. Near a small roadside stall sat an old woman, wrapped in worn fabric, her eyes sharp and steady. She called Amara gently, asking for help, asking for money. Amara hesitated. Her heels slowed, her mind calculating inconvenience. She glanced at her phone, thought of the night behind her, and felt irritation rise. She dropped a small note without stopping, barely meeting the woman's gaze. The old woman watched her leave, murmuring words Amara did not hear. A breeze passed, carrying a strange chill. Amara shivered briefly, then laughed it off, unaware that generosity measured care, not amount, and that some encounters quietly redraw destiny. That night marked the beginning of a change she never fled. Amara woke late the next morning, sunlight cutting across the room like judgment. Her head throbbed softly, not from excess, but from the echo of last night's encounter. The old woman's eyes returned uninvited, calm and heavy. Amara dismissed the feeling and reached for her phone, scrolling through messages promising brunches, parties, and reservations already made. She dressed quickly and stepped back into motion. By afternoon she was seated at a luxury restaurant, laughter circling the table. Tall admirers leaned close, offering stories, flattery, and generosity. Plates arrived endlessly. Amara ordered more than she needed, enjoying the attention as much as the food. The unease from the night before faded beneath comfort. Later, music reclaimed her. The club pulsed with heat and rhythm. Amara danced freely, her confidence drawing eyes without effort. Drinks were raised in her name. Promises floated easily, untethered from meaning. She felt powerful again, convinced that abundance answered doubt. Yet small disruptions crept in. A payment failed unexpectedly. A familiar friend avoided covering a bill. Amara laughed it off, insisting it was nothing. She told herself money moved in waves and hers would return. As the night thinned, she stepped outside for air. The city felt colder. For a moment, she imagined the old woman seated nearby, watching patiently. Amara shook her head, annoyed at the thought. She refused superstition, refused guilt. Still, when she returned home, she counted her cash twice. The total felt lighter than memory allowed. She blamed distraction on sleep. But uncertainty lingered, quiet and persistent, settling beside her like a shadow she could not chase away, waiting for daylight. Somewhere beyond the noise, consequences gathered strength, patient and unseen, preparing to test her choices with honesty, endurance, and loss, before the next sunrise forced reflection and demanded courage she had avoided. The changes did not arrive loudly. They slipped into Amara's life quietly, disguised as inconvenience. One morning, she woke to messages unanswered and calls returned late. Invitations slowed. Reservations were cancelled without apology. She told herself it was temporary, that seasons shifted and returned. She prepared for another evening out, expecting familiar excitement. At the restaurant, conversation felt strained. Smiles appeared thinner. When the bill arrived, a pause followed. No one reached first. Amara covered it, forcing laughter. Inside, discomfort stirred. She reminded herself she had always handled things. Later, at the club, attention drifted. The music remained loud, but eyes wandered elsewhere. Compliments felt routine, less sincere. Drinks were fewer. Amara danced anyway, refusing to acknowledge the shift. Pride kept her moving. At home, she opened her wardrobe, touching dresses like anchors to memory. She checked her savings and frowned. Numbers did not align with her recollection. Expenses stood boldly while income lagged behind. Amara recalculated twice, then closed the app, heart tightening. The old woman's face surfaced again, clearer now. The calm voice she never heard echoed inside her thoughts. Amara felt anger at herself for remembering. She paced the room, restless. Doubt had found a foothold. The following days confirmed her fear. Accounts dwindled steadily. A promised transfer failed. A generous friend stopped answering. Luxury shrank into careful choices. Amara reduced outings, then stopped entirely. Silence replaced noise. The city no longer called her name. She realized admiration had conditions she never read. Panic followed realization. Amara searched for solutions, for anyone to restore balance. But wealth withdrawn without wisdom does not return easily. The lesson pressed closer, tightening gently, forcing her to face what she had ignored when abundance felt endless, demanding humility she had long postponed. Poverty did not arrive as Amara imagined it would. There were no dramatic losses, no sudden collapse. Instead, it crept in gently, like a guest who refused to leave. She woke one morning and realized there was nothing planned. No messages, no invitations, no reason to dress up. The silence felt heavier than noise. She tried reaching out. Calls went unanswered. Replies came hours later, brief and distant. People who once celebrated her presence now found excuses. Amara told herself pride would not allow her to beg. She believed dignity could substitute abundance, at least for a while. Bills waited patiently. Rent approached without mercy. Amara began selling belongings quietly, one by one, convincing herself it was temporary. Each item carried a memory of laughter, nights, and careless joy. Letting them go felt like erasing parts of herself. Hunger arrived unexpectedly. It humbled her faster than death. She skipped meals, then justified it as discipline. The mirror reflected someone unfamiliar. Not ugliness, but exhaustion. Her confidence faltered. For the first time, Amara walked the streets without being noticed. One evening, as she sat alone, the image of the old woman returned stronger than before. The calm gaze, the unmoving posture, the unanswered request. Amara's chest tightened. She remembered the irritation, the careless gesture, the refusal to truly see another human being. Understanding dawned painfully. She realized the old woman did not take her wealth. Her own heartlessness invited loss. Generosity withheld had returned as emptiness. Amara wept quietly, not for money, but for arrogance she never questioned. By nightfall, she accepted her reality fully. Lavish days were gone. Lessons remained. Poverty had stripped illusion, leaving truth bare and unflattering. And with that truth came the final test, whether humility could rebuild what pride had destroyed, or whether regret would become her permanent companion. Morning came softly, carrying neither hope nor despair. Amara woke with a strange calm she had not felt in months. The panic that once lived in her chest had quieted, replaced by acceptance. She knew now that survival required more than charm. It demanded humility, patience, and effort she had long avoided. She stepped outside early, before the world became busy. For the first time in years, she greeted people without expectation. Some ignored her. Others nodded politely. Each response grounded her in reality. She felt invisible, yet strangely free. There was nothing left to lose. Amara found small work where she could. The pay was little, but it was honest. Each task reminded her of strength she never believed she possessed. She learned to stretch meals, value time, and appreciate rest. Slowly, dignity returned, not from abundance, but from responsibility. One afternoon, fate crossed her path again. The old woman sat quietly by the roadside, unchanged by time. Fear tightened Amara's throat. Memories flooded back, sharp and unforgiving. This time, she did not hesitate. She approached with bowed head and sincere words, offering what little she had. The old woman looked at her gently and smiled. There was no accusation, no curse to lift. Only a simple blessing whispered softly. Amara felt no miracle, no sudden wealth. Yet something within her shifted. Peace settled where arrogance once ruled. That night, Amara slept deeply. Her future remained uncertain, but her heart was no longer empty. She understood now that wealth without compassion was poverty in disguise. True loss had never been money, but character. As dawn broke, Amara rose with renewed purpose. She would rebuild slowly, honestly, and differently. Pride had broken her. Humility would shape what came next. And for the first time, she welcomed the journey ahead, whatever it demanded from her.